Hi students, welcome back to our English literature chapter 4, The Trojan Horse. The Trojan Horse. Students, our first three chapters were completed. I hope you all complete all the exercise and the question answers. My dear children, today we are going to learn our new lesson. Lesson 4. The title of the lesson is The Trojan Horse. In this lesson, we will learn about the people of the city of Troy and their fighting spirit. Now, let's listen the first paragraph. About 3000 years ago, there existed a famous city called Troy near the Mediterranean Sea. The city was rich and beautiful. The people of the city were called Trojans. The Trojans were known for their military skill and fighting abilities. Although it was a small city, the neighboring kingdoms could not conquer it. The city was well fortified and was guarded by an efficient army. Students, just see the first paragraph. What is the name of the famous city which existed near the Mediterranean Sea? The name of the city is Troy, which existed near the Mediterranean Sea. How many years ago the city was existed? Around 3000 years ago, the city of Troy was existing. How is the city Troy? The city is very beautiful and rich. And what was the name of the people who lived in the city of Troy? The people who lived in the city of Troy was known as Trojans. What was Trojan famous for? The Trojans were famous for their military skill and fighting abilities. Even though the city was very small, the neighboring kingdom could not conquer it. The city was very much rich and it was guarded by the efficient army. How the city was protected? The city was fortified very much and it was guarded by the efficient army. Now just see the second paragraph. In the city there lived a young man whose name was Paris. He was fair and handsome. He once visited the land of Greece, which was then ruled by King Menelaus. The king had one of the fairest maidens as his queen. Her name was Helen. She was one of the loveliest women of the world. Menelaus was proud to be the husband of such a woman. But Paris and Helen fell in love. One day when King Menelaus was away on some business, they both fled from Greece and came to Troy. Just go through the second paragraph. What was the name of the person who lived in the city? Paris was the name of the young man who lived in the city of Troy. How is Paris? Paris is beautiful and handsome. Which country Paris visited? Paris visited Greece. Who was the ruler of Greece? King Menelaus was the ruler of Greece. Who is the queen of Menelaus? And how is she? Helen is the queen of King Menelaus and she is very beautiful and fair. Who was the loveliest woman of the world? Helen was the loveliest woman of the world. Why was Menelaus proud for? Menelaus was proud because Helen was his queen. Both Paris and Helen fall in love. And one day King Menelaus was not in the Greece. Both Paris and Helen fled away from Greece and they came to Troy. Where did Helen and Paris flee? They fled to city of Troy. Okay students, I hope you understand the first two paragraphs. Okay students, today I am giving few dictation words. Learn it, write and learn it, okay? Just you see it. Existed, Troy, Mediterranean, Trojans, military, fortified, guarded, efficient, handsome, Menelaus, proud, and fled. Okay, thank you students.